welcome to this week's episode of Happily Ever Caffeinated, your weekly wedding video series where we get stupid high on coffee and food today and talk about weddings. I am your host, Jessie Stellick, co-founder of Photo Bohemia, and I'm here today with Kim, my happy person from Tampa Bay Food Trucks. She brings me food. That's literally my only requirement for being my best friend. So
okay,
very low
then
threshold.
I'm already in.
She's in.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about food trucks at your wedding. How fun is that? So let's do this. Okay, so obviously we're talking with this food sitting strategically under my nose. Mm-hmm. So anything that you're going to tell me, mm-hmm. I might not hear.
Okay.
Because my stomach is telling my head to focus on this.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to focus on you.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, we'll just pretend it's not there.
We'll just pretend that it's not eyeballing me as I drool. Okay, so the first time I met you was at a wedding.
Correct.
Actually, with this same truck.
Yes.
Soul Food Street.
Soul Food Street Kitchen.
Yes, Soul Food Street Kitchen, and they're hilarious.
They are
great
hilarious.
group.
They are pretty good.
How did you come up with this? How is this a thing? Obviously, food trucks at weddings is a fun thing.
Sure.
What is it that you do, and how did you get into this?
So we are a food truck coordinating company. So we don't necessarily own any food trucks ourselves. What we do is kind of meet the client's needs with the right type of food. We do come on site. Someone from our team does come on site.
In advance, before the wedding?
In advance, before the wedding, and during the wedding as well.
Nice.
And that's just to kind of be the front of the house that you would typically get with a catering company.
Right.
You usually have a catering manager that comes on site.
Yeah.
We're going to be that same caliber of catering when you talk about a wedding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many trucks do you currently have in your catalog?
So we have about 80 in this general
80?
Tampa 80 in this Tampa region. And then we actually go into Lakeland and Orlando as well. We service both of those areas. And if you counted that, we're probably at 100 plus trucks for the whole Central Florida area.
Okay, so as you're saying that, surely those can't all be food trucks. Do you also do, or are they? Do you also do like dessert trucks and like kombucha trucks? And like, what is it that, are those all food trucks? Do we have that much talent and truckage in
We
that
do
area?
have a lot of talent and truckage. I would have to say that probably a 10% of that is probably desserts.
Okay.
We only work with food trucks. We don't really work with tented vendors or people that you would see set up at festivals and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all food trucks. They're all chefs. They're all people who are passionate about food and want to bring a good time to your party or your event.
You were saying something to me earlier that blew my mind. So, like, for example, the wedding that I met her at was this beautiful location, but it was in the middle of nowhere. It was like a park. And you were self-sustained. There was chairs and tables and lighting, and you did all of that?
Yeah, well, we certainly can. So we bring tables and chairs with us. We have a DJ truck that looks just like a food truck. All it does is open up its windows, and then it's speakers instead of food.
That's
so we
awesome.
actually have like a mobile DJ. Doesn't need any power from anybody. We run it by a generator.
Very cool.
We have all of our trucks are generator powered, so we don't really need anything. We fit really well in one of those, well, what I say is the cool thing to do now, which is rustic weddings, you know? Yeah. That's every bride I talk to is getting married at a barn or by a lake or, you know, something along those lines, very country, chic.
Chic.
And we can bring the kitchen,
Hipster.
and we
It
can
can be very
bring
hipster.
all of the lighting, and we can bring the tables and chairs, and we can do it all. We're like a one-stop shop kind of situation for a bride.
That is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it takes it off the bride. Like that bride that we work with typically becomes very relaxed and very comfortable because she's not chasing down 6 different vendors for 6 different things.
Right. Let me ask you this, and I don't think I had this on my list, but how does it work? Like, okay, so if you go to a normal wedding where they have a caterer, who defines normal?
I don't know, not me.
Yeah, and they all like, either you have a buffet or you have a, like, how does the timeline differ between a seated or a buffet dinner versus a dinner where you go and you place your order at a food truck and then you wait for it? Like, how much, does it add time to the reception? Is it about the same?
No, it's about the same actually.
Really?
It is, yeah, because we've learned a couple of tricks of the trade. We like to serve people in smaller portions, but allow them to come back for multiple menu selections, which is fun, but it also is a little secret of ours to, you know, kind of create a speed, because the trucks can get really fast with that.
Nice, yeah.
The other thing that we do is set up a sides table. I think that happened at the wedding that you were at with me, right? So the truck did the entrees, right?
Yes.
Like a chicken and waffle, for instance.
Exactly.
But over on the side, we had another table that had their sides that they had picked, like collards and mac and cheese and things like that. So it was
pork belly and peaches. What was it?
Pork belly peach kebabs.
I can't even tell you how delicious that was. I just all I want to do is talk about that one side for the remainder.
And that was an appetizer. So we can also be the cocktail hour. We don't have to be just dinner. Anything you would hire a catering company for, Jesse, is what we can be as well. There's no difference between us.
That's fantastic, because I would think they would add time, but it doesn't.
No, no, not really. It's no different than if your guests got up for a buffet, you know?
Right. And not to belabor the point from our promo, but like literally Joe was over there cooking this in a coffee shop with 2 Bunsen burners, and he made a gourmet meal.
Yes.
And it was interesting watching him plate it, because I feel like chefs are very intense in that moment when they're plating, because they want it to be, the presentation to be perfect.
Correct.
But also they want you to get its absolute freshest. And I'm drooling again as I'm talking. This is not good. I just looked down at the food and it happened again. But like, I feel like that immediate connection between oven, chef, consumer is so beautiful that you can do that.
It is. And you have to kind of get out of your mind that this is where you've walked up to the truck for lunch. It's a different caliber when we're on site at a wedding. We're going to be a notch above. You know, we're going to plate it beautifully for your guests. We're going to do our best to fit your needs of what you're looking for food-wise.
That is awesome. Well, you're fabulous, and we're so happy that you could join us today.
Thank you.
And
you are too.
Cannot wait to eat this. Can we stop talking so I can eat now?
Can we eat now,
please?
Thank you. Please, let us eat.
Wait, what? Always question with the Q. Questions help us learn things new. Question marks are very cool, especially when you're in school. Always question when you try, you'll find